Good morning, guys. I want to talk for just a second about the importance of touch. And I'm not talking about creepy touch or unwelcomed touch. You guys know what I'm talking about. I am talking about kind, empathetic, gentle, welcomed touch and how important it is to our species as humans. We underestimate this often. There was a study that was done with monkeys a while back in which a baby monkey had the choice between spending time with this wire monkey that fed him or spending time and holding on to and cuddling with this really soft, comfortable mother monkey. And what absolutely blew the experimenters' minds was the fact that this monkey consistently, and multiple monkeys over a span of multiple experiments, chose the comfortable, the soft, the cuddly monkey that didn't feed the baby over the one that provided milk. They were like, this doesn't make sense. These monkeys over and over and over again, these babies are consistently choosing a mother monkey that is comforting over being fed, guys. Being fed. I don't know about y'all, but I like to eat. But that shows how social a species we are, that we would choose comfort and connection over eating. We would choose comfort and connection and not having to be alone over sustenance. All right, guys? That is how important touch is to us. What touch offers us is a number of things, but most importantly, it offers this, I don't think it is a neurotransmitter, but what acts as a neurotransmitter. Neurologists, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody chime in here and you can give us the better details if you have any. But the neurotransmitter oxytocin, which is what I like to call the connection or attachment hormone. And when we experience a comforting, loving, genuine, safe touch from others, that means holding hands, a pat on the back, a hug, a squeeze, it releases oxytocin into our bodies. And this oxytocin allows us to feel more connected, more loved, more attached. It allows us to feel more empathy for others, for other humans. It makes us more maternal. It makes us more paternal, which means we're feeling more empathy towards something outside of ourselves in the sense of wanting to caretake and wanting to ensure the well-being of something outside of ourselves. And this is such an important neurotransmitter or hormone for our bodies to have in our system because our species and the health and well-being of our species is highly dependent on it. Other species are very independent. They don't need this. They don't produce this I guess I'm not exactly what I should have looked this up before I talked to you guys, but what acts as this neurotransmitter? It is something that is very, very important in our species. It's something that's released when mothers give birth to help with that attachment to this newborn child that's essentially a little stranger alien for all we know. That it helps them attach and connect with one another. It is something that's released in the fetus during the birthing process so that attachment is returned, but also to help them with their early stages, those first early days of development. It is something that we get released into our bodies and we experience when we have sex. It is something that is released in our bodies even when we connect with someone emotionally from across the room and we smile. That is how important this neurotransmitter and our human connection is to one another. So, with that being said, I want to encourage you this week, in a healthy way, not in a creepy way, not in a weird way, to see how you can incorporate more healthy, loving, kind touch in your relationships with your partner, with your relationships with your children, your relationships with your family. You don't have to talk about it. This is not something that's really hard to do. It's something that's so simple that it's going to allow you to feel more connected with the people around you. It's going to allow them to feel more connected and loved by you. And ultimately, it's good for our bodies and our well-being to experience these attachments. So let me know how it goes. If this means holding your partner's hand for a little bit longer, squeezing your little girl or your little boy for a little bit longer, giving your mom a long hug, hold it. Hold it for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, hold it. If this means just putting your hand on your coworker's shoulder, saying, hey, good morning, how are ya? How you doing? This is not around their waist, this is not grabbing their butt. This is just touching their arm and saying, hey, I want to check in. I remember experiencing the absence of touch and how painful that was. When I first went to college, I spent probably a month or two without getting any hugs, any touch, any connection. You know, I was just getting to know people. I didn't know anybody for probably a month or two. And I realized one day I was getting more and more depressed and upset and just felt so detached from the world. And I remember thinking, I don't know when the last time it was that someone gave me a hug. And I was having the worst day, and I was walking to class at one point just feeling really alone, you know, and I'm sure everyone has experienced that at some point where they just realize how alone they are. And someone who was in one of my classes, who I hadn't seen for a couple of days, passed me, and it kind of caught me off guard because I didn't see him walking past. But in a non-creepy, non-hitting on me kind of way, he just came over and he just tapped my shoulder and just kind of gave my arm a squeeze. He's like, hey, Linz, how are you? And I cannot tell you how much that fueled me for the rest of the day. How powerful just that gesture of, hey, I see you. Hi. And that squeeze on my arm, how far that got me. I mean, that was just like the best drug for 3 or 4 days. Just that idea of being seen, being acknowledged, and then getting that physical touch in the slightest way, in just a gentle way. How powerful that was for me. So I want to see if you guys can do that for others. And what's really cool is when we give it to others, our body dumps it in ourselves too. We get it too. So when we give, we also get. I actually had someone tell me recently, when you rub someone else's back, you're also rubbing your own. Right? And it's kind of that kind of concept. So that's your challenge for this week. Let me know how it goes. And share what have been your experiences around physical touch and how it's been given to you in a way in which it improved your quality of life. All right. Have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later.